Back here on HQ Spotlight, the betting favorites for the Heisman just keep changing, shaking up week after week. And here's where we're at heading into week 10 of college football. There's a non-quarterback at the top once again. Colorado two-way star Travis Hunter at plus 200. Oregon quarterback Dillon Gabriel not too far behind. Cam Ward, he is still in the mix. Ashton Jeanty, who was at the top in that top spot not too long ago, now at plus 450. And Cade Klubnik now in the top 5 at 15-1. And we're going to get into the NFL draft profiles for all of these Heisman favorites in the conversation. Let's welcome in Ryan Wilson / Rick Spielman alongside the actual Rick Spielman, who is dressed up as a football future teller. Is that what we're saying? Okay. Hey, the hair is pretty spot on. Gentlemen, we're going to start with Travis Hunter. Ryan, I'm going to start with you because when is the last time, if ever, that you had to do a draft profile on a guy as a wide receiver or a corner or maybe both in the NFL?
Jacqueline, I thought you were going to say, when was the last time I had to do a draft profile as Rick Spielman? The answer is never. By the way, as Rick Spielman, I'm a little hot in here, so let me get my shirt on and lift some weights. Here we go. Yeah, so Travis Hunter, first overall pick. If we're being honest about it, this quarterback class isn't quite the same as the other quarterback class. And there's going to be some real conversations about whether the quarterback's going to go first overall. Rick and I did a mock draft today on with the first pick. Carolina Panthers had the first overall pick. And Rick went with Travis Hunter because of the versatility he provides. It is incredibly hard to be serious when you look this stupid, but let's try to get through it. Travis Hunter has done some truly special things at Colorado, and I think the only issue with him is how healthy can he stay, and how can you make sure you don't overuse him at the next level. So he'll probably play primarily cornerback, but then you have a package of 15, 20 plays or something to get him out there as wide receiver, because you're basically getting a 2-for-1, and that's exactly what the Carolina Panthers need. They need about a 15-for-1 in terms of adding players to that roster. But I think Travis Hunter has a real chance to go number 1 overall, just because we haven't seen the quarterback come out of nowhere like Jaden Daniels sort of did last year and find his way to number 2.
Where's Ryan's Michelob Ultra on ice? Half water, half Michelob.
It might be in the back there somewhere. He might pull it out. I feel like we keep getting props with Ryan. I wasn't prepared for the gun show. I really wasn't. Rick, a.k.a. football future teller. I don't know if I'm getting that right. Let's talk about quarterback Dillon Gabriel, someone who has a lot of college experience. How does his scouting report, how does that all translate into this 2025 draft cycle?
Well, Jacqueline, I'm sure that when he did his gun show, you know I-95 is coming right down that bicep, so you know how to get home tonight in case you needed a map. So. But let me talk about Dillon Gabriel. There's no question about his production, his experience at the collegiate level. He's been, since the Ohio State game, he's really thrown the ball well. I think he has more than enough arm talent. My biggest concern is his size. And I don't know if he has the strongest arm in America. And the other thing, coming out of this Oregon offense. And last year, if you look at Bo Nix, he went there, had a lot of success in this offense, starting to show success in the NFL right now. But it took him time to adjust. But he was bigger and more athletic. Gabriel, I give him credit. I still see him as a Saturday pick just because I'm concerned about the size and the actual arm strength that he has shown on tape today.
All right, Ryan, here's your chance if you have a Mick Ultra on ice to whip it out. We're going to talk about the next quarterback here. We're talking about Cam Ward. He's been in this Heisman Trophy conversation for quite some time. I've seen some mocks having him go to Carolina, but how does he stack up? I know we see your top quarterback prospects here. How does he stack up towards the rest of the quarterbacks that are in this draft class?
Jacqueline, unfortunately, the ice machine broke, and I refused to drink my Michelob Ultra without ice, so that had to be a pass for this segment here. But in terms of Cam Ward, if there's going to be a quarterback that makes a move to number 1, Cam Ward feels like that guy. That said, I still think Travis Hunter is a better option here. But Cam Ward, when you talk to scouts this summer, they wanted to see him be a little more patient in the pocket. And by that, I mean don't bail if the first read isn't there. Get through your reads a little better and not make the silly mistakes in terms of forcing the ball down the field. He's gotten better at all those things. You could argue he's gotten the U 3 or 4 wins they probably wouldn't have had with just an average quarterback. He's been special this year. He's done everything they asked him to do. Again, Rick and I did the mock draft today on the podcast. I had him going number 2 overall to the Titans, a team that could be looking for a quarterback, along with Carolina, even Indianapolis. That draft class, those quarterbacks have found their way to the bench. And I think Cam Ward has done everything's been asked of him and then some. And if he finishes strong, there's a real case to be made that he is going to be the first quarterback off the board.
I think Ryan rolled up the sleeves a little bit in the middle of that VO there for Cam Ward. Rick, finally, let's talk about Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty. We're kind of watching him just do the unthinkable. His skill set is absolutely wild. Do you have him going off the board day one?
Oh, God, yeah, there's no question about it. And a little bird told me that he will definitely be a first-round pick this year. When you compare him to the Jahmyr Gibbs and the Bijan Robinsons that came out, I think he's even more talented as a runner. He has great contact balance. I was surprised on how he finishes runs in space. I didn't know he was that fast when we went back and looked at him during summer scouting school, but there's more than enough speed there to finish runs at the next level. I think the biggest difference right now between a Bijan Robinson and a Jahmyr Gibbs and him, it's not the run talent, and it's just him and what he can produce in the passing game. Is he just a running back only? So I think those will be answered. He doesn't get a lot of targets in games. When he does get targets, he does take advantage of it. I think he is definitely a first-round running back, and I know one of our colleagues, Pete Prisco, I can't imagine what he dressed up like today, hopefully himself, because that's funny. But I will say this, that this is a kid that's a running back that definitely needs to be taken in the first round.
All right. Ryan Wilson as Rick Spielman. Rick Spielman, we certainly appreciate it. And, of course, you can hear the guys on CBS Sports' NFL Draft Podcast with the first pick. You can download, follow, listen wherever you get your pods, or you can watch right now by scanning that QR code on your screen.